Hello, everybody.
And welcome back to another episode of Mondays Are for the Nerds.
I am your co-host, Tristan Stump.
And I am your other co-host, Jay Wright. Here to give you the weekly roundup of your pop culture news that happened this past week, in case you missed it, or in case you want to hear our lovely voices again.
Because no one's here for our opinions, but...
No.
Let's be honest, our opinions kind of...
They're cold takes.
Cool. I have some hot takes.
I do too.
I
don't think I've said that many hot takes,
but I just don't
here.
want to say them because I like people to not know where I live.
Yeah. We're not to that point yet where I'll start saying some big hot takes.
Obviously, we're not to the point where people would even be paying attention to what we're saying. Anyway, I see you same 7 people that watch this.
I haven't looked at the numbers in like a couple weeks.
I think collectively from all our platforms, we're averaging maybe 10 views, which is...
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than nothing. We're going to be like podcasts from Ghostbusters. Episode 42 was so good. It was my best one yet.
We're going to run into Dan Aykroyd himself and we'll be like, you guys are Mondays for the Nerds?
Here, take some Crystal Skull vodka. Anyway, did you do anything this week?
Did I play any video games this week? And I think my first chance to play video games this week was yesterday, which we will talk about later. But other than that, I mostly worked and slept in if I was able to sleep in.
Yep. I got a little taste of what it was like to close again. And I'm like, I love that so much. And I struggled this morning to wake up. Open. I was like...
And then on top of that, I'm an insomniac. So imagine getting out of the gas station at almost midnight, and then heading home and after I'm able to settle myself down.
It's 2 a.m.
Yeah, and so then I wake up at 8 o'clock, 7:45, and a lot of disappointments.
I'm not a morning person.
A lot of disappointments with this week with my morning routine. The day that I woke up at 7:45 to. So my sister could, because while my parents are on Route 66, I am the one that is taking care of their puppy, except for when my sister is at work, he goes to work with her because she works at a place where dogs are able to be. Yeah. And so I had to wake up a little earlier so she could be at work earlier. And I'm like, you know what? I'm up early. I'm going to leave early. I'm going to go the opposite direction and get some donuts. And they were busy.
Yep.
And so by the time that I got over to the side of town for work, everywhere else was too busy. I would have been late for work.
Yeah.
And I was because of a stoplight.
Oh, I've been late before. I forgot my keys in my house. I had to drive all the way back, and that's 10 minutes away. That's 20 minutes round trip.
Not to be negative, Nancy, there were good things that happened this week. I found a new anime that I'm watching. I've been trying to get myself back into watching actual TV shows and not just watching YouTube nonstop. Because at some point I find myself just going back and watching old YouTube stuff when I'm trying to get through so many anime. I need to continue One Piece, but right now I don't have it in me. So I'm finding shorter shows.
So much of a commitment.
Shorter shows, so I found a decent show, romantic comedy. Won't talk about it too much, just because I'm not too much into it yet to see if I really like it. But a lot of sweet moments with the main characters. Yeah, a lot of moments of me going, "Aw," a lot of funny moments. There's one scene where, I will say he is cursed to where he can touch no one. He's been like that since he was 5, and his childhood friend is his maid because he's a noble and she's not. But they're still like childhood friends. They're absolutely in love with each other. But because he's cursed, anyone who he touches, any living thing he touches dies. Plants, animals, people. And so there's this one night where she leaves a note for him and says, "Come to my room if you're having trouble sleeping." And so he's like, "What does she want to talk to me about?" As he's like going to her room. Well, she gives him she lights a scented candle and hands him chamomile tea. And so he's sitting there drinking the tea and she goes, "And then come to the bed when you're done with that tea," and he just goes, "Oh," just drinks all of it.
I love those kinds of jokes. I love them.
Because a lot of the time in anime, because I watch dubbed for the most part, a lot of the times, a lot of the humor is either lost or rewritten to where it's funny in a different way to be in English. So when there are physical jokes like that, where you're like, no, either way, universally, that is hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of them. There's a lot of laugh out loud jokes like that, and then there's a lot of very anime things about it. Yeah. But I'm having a good time with that.
Nice. But Astrobot, I bet every chance I get, I'm playing that thing, and I almost beat it today. I did the final mission. I've unlocked all the Astrobots. I've unlocked all the puzzle pieces, and it's that one last mission.
It's always the last level.
I spent a total of. It's like a bonus level.
It's always.
I spent a total of
level.
probably 3 hours today.
There are
on that one thing.
Because this past, was it November, October? I'm trying to remember if Mario Wonder came out first or Mario RPG came out first. Anyway, this past fall, almost a year ago now, because we're headed into those months. But Super Mario Brothers Wonder came out, and I would say it's not the most easy Mario game, but it's definitely not the hardest, except for so levels are marked by stars about how difficult they are, and they have some 4 and 5 star levels, including the final level, which is like the final challenge. I haven't even gotten to that yet. I've just seen people. There are some levels. There's one level where you basically have to jump and wall jump to the beat, or you are not going in it, and you have like a limited amount of time because lava is rising as you're also doing it. And that took me so many tries. And you know me, I'm like Mr.
Platformer.
I'll do it in one go. I'll do it in one go. And these levels and the hard levels in Mario Wonder are legitimately have taken me multiple tries. There was one where I had to turn the game off because I was
I'm about to put my controller through the wall with
getting so legitimately mad. I'm like, I don't need to be getting mad at it. It's a video game.
Exactly.
So
I literally texted Haley today when I was going. I'm like, I need to take a break from this because it's actually starting to tick me off, and I don't want to be ticked off this game because I love it so much. It's one of those. If you're gonna make a challenging level, give at least one checkpoint halfway through. The climax of that thing was. This is probably the most fun I've ever had playing a video game since playing Uncharted 3 for the first time or playing as Venom in Spider-Man 2. The thing I can relate to is, or that can probably, have you seen like videos of the last part?
No, I've actually been trying to keep myself not blind, because it's going to be a while before I get to play it, before I get to own a PS5, because I'm definitely not, we'll talk about that later. But
I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm not either.
But if I see videos or spoilers about it, it's not going to bother me because
I want to tell you so bad. I wanted to relate it to a movie scene, but it kind of spoils what it is.
Okay. I mean, this is still, kind of still going to small talk. We're 10 minutes in, but I don't care. What is a game that you wish you could like Men in Black yourself and get to play it again for the first time?
Uncharted 3.
Uncharted 3, because for me, it's kind of a tough choice, but I would say one of them absolutely is Breath of the Wild.
It's either Uncharted or Spider-Man.
Which, I mean, a lot of people say Breath of the Wild, but like,
or Red Dead for me.
Red Dead.
Thing is, Uncharted 3, Uncharted was like the first game where I ever like fell in love with after I got the PS4. And anyone who asks me like, what's my favorite video game? I say the Uncharted franchise as an asterisk. Because like all 5 of them are up there. But I like 3 I like for the story, for the action. 4 I like for the story. And so it's like...
That's why I'm that way with not my favorite game. My second favorite game of all time is probably just the Professor Layton series as a whole. That's another one because it's a puzzle game, so remembering solutions. If I could Men in Black myself and play those for their first time. And they're mysteries, so like if you know the twist already... That still doesn't stop me from crying at those stinking games. Holy moly.
Astrobot made me cry today.
Astrobot made you cry today?
Astrobot made me cry today. I forgot about that.
Man.
And then I got mad. Or no, I wasn't mad. I was like, oh, you dog.
But anyway, Professor Layton is one of those ones where I have a specific one. Like if I have to specify what my second favorite game of all time is, I will pick one from that franchise. But if I can just say, oh, this franchise is my second favorite game of all time, because they all play relatively the same. All 6 of them, 7-ish. There's a 7th one, but...
That's kind of like me. Like my first one is always going to be Uncharted, the franchise. And then 2 and 3 are a toss-up between Spider-Man and Red Dead 2. Okay. Keep that in.
Was it you or Trey that was telling me that you guys getting each other with that, just going around the house going, Lenny?
No, that was... Trey said that on the way back from Deadpool.
Okay.
He'd be like... So the guy who voiced Arthur did like a cameo, and he said like, you want some jelly beans? In the voice of Arthur. And we were like driving back from Deadpool, and... He was like doing his Arthur. You can do a good one. And he was saying, I'm like, does Allie just ever wake up in the night and hear you across the house and hear you say, like, in Arthur's voice, you want some jelly beans? You get freaked out? And he goes, no, she gets freaked out whenever it's 2 a.m. and she hears me yelling from our house, Lenny! Lenny! Where are you, Lenny?
My future spouse will. I'm gonna drive her crazy.
Same.
Because I'll just be going around the house doing things. They're doing. My power levels are over 2,000, and like
She'd be like, oh, there he is again. There he is again.
He's an idiot, but he's my idiot.
Exactly. Should I get my releases this week?
Yes, sir.
On the theatrical side in movies, we got on Thursday, September 12th, we got God's Not Dead 5, In God We Trust, and Usher, Rendezvous in Paris. Then on Friday, September 13th, we got the big one, Speak No Evil, the new James McAvoy horror film. A couple on vacation meet another couple with a mute child. The latter couple begins to insinuate themselves into the lives of the polite first couple, pushing their ability to tolerate abusive behavior until it takes a violent turn. It's a remake of a Danish film, I believe. It's getting really good reviews.
It's getting really good reviews because I know the full plot of the Danish version, and I don't know if they're how much they're sticking to the plot or if they're going to.
There's one point where they deviate from it.
I
saw that the director said something about that.
The Danish film, I don't know about the American film because this isn't the kind of movie I watch, but I know the Danish film. I know the plot, the whole plot synopsis of it. And, no, not that, because that's why it's called Speak No Evil.
Yeah.
The ending.
I don't know. The trailer.
I don't want to spoil it because the movie just came out, so I don't want to even mention the old version. Yeah. But if it sticks to that ending, because even in horror movies, Americans tend to like to at least do not a hopeful ending because the bad guy usually ends up surviving and stuff, but at least a
lighter one
where you don't feel absolutely. And this the Danish one is one of those movies where you're just like, oh man.
Yeah, the trailers enough stress me out, and I'm like, I can't.
Oh, yeah, the trailer, I have to skip the trailer every time because it just stresses me out. Not that, I'm a little more tolerant for horror and stuff.
James McAvoy is huge in this.
Yeah.
He said he did, like, Olympic lifting to, like, get into shape for it, make himself as big as he possibly could. I'm like, oh, my jeez.
And that's why I was confused when this was coming out because didn't this already come out? Well, it was the Danish version. I don't know how I already knew about this random Danish
Hayden already
film.
knew about it whenever they showed the trailer in front of Twisters.
Hayden might have been why, because Hayden had watched it and he told me about it.
We got The Killer's Game. Released this week, an assassin takes out a contract on himself when he decides he'd rather live. He's sick, and because that's why he takes it. But then he realizes he's not going to die. He must match his skills against the best hitmen of the world. I saw someone describe it as John Wick meets Bullet Train with Dave Bautista.
Dude, it looks.
I want to see it.
Just the concept alone, even if it was with another actor, like the concept alone, I'm like,
I want to see that.
Yeah, that's just a cool.
That's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah,
if you go see it. The limited release of Will and Harper came out, or when Will Ferrell finds out his close friend at 30 years is coming out as a trans woman, the two decide to embark on a cross-country road trip to process this new stage of their relationship in an intimate portrait of friendship, transition, and America. And then we also got the limited release of the new Aubrey Plaza movie, which the title I cannot say for rating reasons. In this fresh coming-of-age story, an 18th birthday mushroom trip brings free-spirited Elliot, played by Maisie Stella, face-to-face with her wisecracking 39-year-old self, Aubrey Plaza, from the future. But when her older self starts handing out warnings about what her younger self should and shouldn't do, Elliot realizes she has to rethink everything about family, love, and what's becoming a transformative summer. On the streaming side, on Thursday, September 12th, we got Into the Fire, The Lost Daughter on Netflix. And on Friday, September 13th, we got Uglies on Netflix, which I heard is Joey King's passion project. Ripped to shreds. Ripped to shreds. It tries to be the new Hunger Games is what I heard, and I'm like, I'll watch it eventually before the year's over, but I'm not in a rush for this. On the TV side, on Sunday, September 8th, we got the actual time block premiere of Sunday Night Football. Monday, September 9th, we got the premiere of Monday Night Football, and syndicated talk shows and game shows returned. Wednesday, September 11th, we got the 2024 VMAs on MTV. More on that later. And Season 7 of The Circle on Netflix. Thursday, September 12th, we got Emily in Paris, Season 4B on Netflix.
I didn't even know Emily in Paris was still on.
I've seen the first season. And then I'm like, oh, we're in season 4.
I thought it was canceled after the first season. I could have sworn it was.
No, this is his final season.
Okay.
So I'm like, wow. And The Old Man Season 2 premiere on FX. Friday, September 13th, brought the series premiere of How to Die Alone on Hulu. The Season 5C premiere of The Grand Tour on Amazon Prime Video. Dora Season 2 on Paramount Plus. And Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy on Disney Plus, a 4-part miniseries. In the music side, we got a couple. Kendrick Lamar will perform at the halftime show at the Super Bowl in 2025. The Weeknd released a new single called Dancing in the Flames on Friday from his upcoming 5th studio album. And Dua Lipa announced her Radical Optimism U.S. tour dates for 2025. I might be making a trip to Chicago or Dallas. That's all I got for releases this week.
Video game releases this week, September 9th. We had the release of Yars Rising on all major platforms from developer WayForward and publisher Atari from the renowned development studio WayForward Technologies, which is responsible for games such as Shantae, River City Girls, and Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot, comes Yars Rising, a 2D action-adventure exploration of one of Atari's richest and best-known classic titles, as well as the release of What the Car from Triband on PC, an absurdly silly adventure full of racing, laughs, and unexpected surprises. Roll, sprint, jump, fly, and sneeze your way to victory on the racetrack and beyond. You play as a car with legs.
I love that. I want to play that.
On PC, like I said.
Oh, that was going to be on my next thing. Continue. I've had time to process.
I'm having flashbacks to the meme I sent.
It's true.
I made a meme. Maybe I'll post it.
No, we need to post it
on the official Twitter.
Yeah.
Where it's you'll see it. Never mind.
Yeah.
I won't even explain it. You'll see
look
it.
Look out for a meme.
Yeah, look out for a meme on our socials. September 10th was the release of Elsie from Night Shift Games and publisher Platonic Friends and H2 Interactive, or Playtonic Friends and H2 Interactive, on all major platforms. Elsie is a Technicolor, hyperkinetic, rogue-like action platformer filled with procedurally generated levels, an army of robots to blast through, and a wide scope of items and weaponry to make each run unique. Master countless Magitech weapons and abilities in order to embrace the chaos. We also got I Am Your Beast from Strange Scaffold on PC. Hunt the military-industrial complex across stylish comic book micro-sandboxes in this fast-paced, covert, revenge thriller first-person shooter from the developers of El Paso Elsewhere. We also, on September 10th, had the release of Rugrats Adventures in Gameland from The Mix Games and Wallride on all major platforms. When Tommy, Chucky, Phil, and Lil see a commercial for the new Reptar video game, they pretend that they are in a video game of their own. Toggle between beautiful 8-bit and HD art, select your favorite baby, who all have different stats, and play solo or co-op in Rugrats Adventures in Gameland, a neo-retro platformer. A cool thing about that game is that it was made originally with the NES in mind. In fact, there is like a limited edition NES version of the game that would work on your Nintendo
This is the one you told me about a couple days ago, isn't it?
Yeah. September 10th was also the release of Towerborn, which entered early access on PC from developer Stoic and publisher Xbox. The Belfry stands as a beacon of hope and safety amongst the ruins of humanity and the city of numbers. With monsters lurking right outside the tower's walls, you are an ace, born anew from the spirit realm with the skills, the grit, and the determination, and the chutzpah to protect the people of the Belfry. The chutzpah part wasn't in there. I just wanted to say that.
Oh.
It was like, man, grit, determination, and skills? What else could there be? September 12th was the release of Caravan Sandwich from Studio Plain Toast and publisher Dear Villagers. In Caravan Sandwich, embark on a journey across a sci-fi province-like world driven by a mystery through your missing sister that unfolds with each step you take. Interact with the communities on Sigilo, help them with their new tasks, and meet new people along the way. Take your time to explore the world, whether in your van or on foot. Life is simple. No combat, no death, no timer, just you, your van, and the world. Equipped with your van and an array of essential tools, you set out on a quest to find your missing sister. Upgrade your van throughout your adventure and explorations to open up new passages and ruins. From navigating treacherous terrain to uncovering ancient ruins, every step of your journey brings you closer to unraveling the truth behind your sister's disappearance. We also got Celestia, Chain of Fate from developer A-Gate and publisher P-Cube on PC, a romance fantasy visual novel that delivers a captivating player-driven narrative. Enroll at Celestia Academy and uncover your heritage. Delve into a fantastical realm and unearth your magical potential as a hybrid. Forge new friendships and build affections based on your love interests. We also got Garden Witch Life from Freetime Studio and publisher Sodesco on all major platforms. Experience a cute, cozy witch life. After losing your job, your life just took a whimsical turn. You are now on a quest to create a magical food forest and make it a home for all kinds of adorable creatures. We also got Grapple Dogs, Cosmic Canines from developer Medallion Games and publisher Super Rare Originals on Xbox, PC, and Switch. Swing, jump, and blast through the dimensions, and the follow-up to the critically acclaimed 2D action platformer Grapple Dog. Zip between action-packed worlds as Pablo and Luna team up to save the cosmos in their own unique ways. It was also September 12th was also the release of Lollipop Chainsaw Repop from Dragami Games on all major platforms. Lollipop Chainsaw, which sold 1.24 million copies worldwide, is back with the latest graphics. The cheerleader Juliet, born into a family of zombie hunters, uses her trusty chainsaw to rip and tear through the undead. But now Repop adds speedier chainsaw action and autofire to her chainsaw blaster, making sure the action never slows down until the very end. And not just the gameplay that's been improved, visuals and soundtracks have also been powered up too. Don't miss out on this unparalleled zombie hunting adventure. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection arcade classics from Capcom on PC, Switch, and PlayStation also released on September 12th. The legendary crossover hits are back. The action-packed lineup consisting of 7 unique titles is full of heavy hitters like X-Men vs. Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Capcom 2 New Age of Heroes. The collection also includes the rare beat-em-up The Punisher. And finally, on September 13th, Funko Fusion from 1010 Games on PC, Xbox, and PS5. PS4 and Switch versions are coming later. Experience a festival of fandom like never before in Funko Fusion. Play through iconic worlds and mash up characters inspired by some of your favorite franchises in an action-adventure game with uniquely authentic, irreverent humor from the creative minds of 1010 Games. I got to play a little bit yesterday. I played through all of the Scott Pilgrim versus the World. There's, I believe, every level gets there's 7 franchises and they each get 5 levels, I believe. And then there's bonus levels hidden in those levels, and then bonus for the other franchises, as well as some that don't get levels but they get bonus. They're hidden somewhere. I believe Xena Warrior Princess, Mega Man, and Knight Rider. I think their characters are just around in the level, and then you get a bonus mission from them, and the more bonus missions you do, the closer you get to unlocking them as playable characters. Yeah. Whereas Five Nights at Freddy's and Invincible are examples of levels that are they're full on levels. Yeah. I also played through the first level of Umbrella Academy. I haven't watched Umbrella Academy.
I've only seen the first 2 seasons,
but
I like it.
And I don't know if the game covers only the first season or if it covers all 4 seasons.
Does it go back to like the 1960s?
No, you start with these people in animal masks invading the mansion.
I think that's the first season.
That's the first level, and I had to. I'm going to have to start the level over because I had to quit in the middle of it so I could go to bed. But it's fun. You know, I know I played the demo and I talked about it, but now that it came out, it's fun. There are things that they need to fix, though, in my opinion. Switching characters can only be done at certain spots. Mm-hmm. The rotating rotating box can only be the only place you can switch characters, which is fine for the setup of at least the Scott Pilgrim world. But I know there's probably going to get to a point where I am playing in free play mode to use other characters like number 5 from Umbrella Academy. There's certain teleportation spots that he can use, and there's certain like sliding under and doing a cool thing like Hot Fuzz characters can use, where it's like going back and forth to switch to a character and retract the entire map just to get to a point I need. Which they're scattered throughout the levels spots too, but there's very few and far between. Yeah, that could be fixed. The game's a little glitchy, but I played it on the first day, so that's to be expected with games anymore. Enemies spawn a lot, so it kind of diminishes your want to, like, you basically have to beat the boss of the level, and then when it's like, okay, you can go collect your thing to end the level, that's when you want to explore. You basically trying to explore while you're trying to actively do all the missions of the game really hinders you. Mm-hmm. Because enemies just keep coming. Scott Pilgrim wasn't so bad, but the Thing level, constant. Yeah. And sometimes they come up from behind you and you can't see because you have to, turn the camera on. So there's a couple things that could be fixed about it. But at the same time, this is the team that made the Lego games, and their early Lego games were also a bit rough. Yeah. So, there's just things where it's like future games, future updates to this game, because I know they said there might be updates to this game in the future, could potentially fix the issues I have, except for maybe swapping characters, because it seems like the core mechanic of the way the levels are built with only switching characters at certain points in mind. Mm-hmm. But that being said, I'm having a lot of fun with it.
I'm so excited to play it. Wish it was here earlier than it was.
The Scott Pilgrim levels were fun. Like I said, the part of the Umbrella Academy level I got to play. The soundtrack's good. They include songs from like one of the levels or two of the levels. And Scott Pilgrim includes songs from Scott Pilgrim. The first level of Umbrella Academy had a song, but then a lot of the time there's just ambient music. There's not really, I would say, a soundtrack to the game. And then every level, now people might say this is too repetitive, but every level has a hidden silver crowns and then one gold crown to end the level. And every silver crown, there's at least 2 hidden chests, some of which might make you fight enemies, some of which are just hidden. You just open them. Mm-hmm. There's one chest that's connected to switches that you have to really fast activate all the switches. There's always going to be one where you have to break 7 to 10 items to unlock it. Like it's every
like the Lego,
and it's like the Lego games where
it's like getting mini kits.
Yeah, it's like getting the mini kits where every after a while every mini kit got to be okay. So it's hidden behind this thing. Okay, I need to. So I don't mind. There's a lot of Lego DNA in here, and then a lot of just new things. The levels are a lot more open to account for the fact that it's a 3D or it's a third-person shooter. Yeah, it's a little more mature. But yeah, there are definitely frustrating things about the game that I can see people not wanting to play the game anymore because of. And I urge people to just kind of push through it because, like I said, if you beat the boss of the level, then you can just explore all you want and then get everything you need after that, which does include a lot of backtracking, but welcome to playing a collectathon.
Exactly.
So
I'm so excited to play it.
Anyway.
I'm so excited for it.
But yeah, a lot of fun. What I've played so far, I would probably give it a 7 out of 10. Mm-hmm. It's not great because there's things about it that are rough. Yeah. But it's a lot of fun. Yeah. And I'm going like, man, it's not like I had to get it on my computer, so I can't. My room's too small for my computer, so I can't be in there. I might have to find a way to move it in there and hook it to my TV just so I can play it a little bit tonight.
So for posters this week, we got the Howl's Moving Castle 20th anniversary. I think there's a re-release coming out. I didn't see that. That's what
there is a re-release happening. I believe between the 26th and the 30th
in October
and September.
26th, 30th in October. Yeah, that's right.
It's 26th to 30th of September.
We got the season 4 poster for Abbott Elementary, the poster for House of Spoils, poster for Heartstopper season 3, Paddington in Peru, Tomb Raider: The Legend of Lara Croft, The Apprentice, Casa Bonita Mi Amor, and Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage. In terms of trailers, we got the trailer for The Franchise releasing October 6th on HBO. It's a comedy series about, if you've seen it, like the failing superhero movie.
Yeah.
It looks so funny. Trailer for The Apprentice releasing October 11th in theaters. Trailer for House of Spoils releasing October 3rd on Amazon. The final trailer for The Wild Robot just looks so beautiful. Just as beautiful as it always has. The trailer for Flow. Have you seen that? It's like a Latvian animated movie that's coming out that's getting like really good reviews. And honestly looks almost, if not more beautiful than Wild Robot.
I'll have to check it out.
Releasing sometime in 2024 in theaters. I think it was shown at one of the most recent film festivals. A new teaser for Wicked releasing November 22nd in theaters. New teaser for Dexter Original Sin releasing December 13th on Paramount Plus. New trailer for Your Monster releasing October 25th in theaters. New trailer for Anora releasing October 18th in theaters. The Forest Hills releasing October 4th and limited release in theaters, which is starring Shelley Duvall, which is her first film role in 20 years. And today we got the trailer for Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, premiering October 17th on CBS. And we got a trailer for Salem's Lot, releasing October 3rd on Max.
You are not the one to make this kind of joke, so I don't know why my brain expected it. But when you said Your Monster, I thought, we got a trailer for Your Mom?
A couple of release dates and windows. The Brutalist, A24, has acquired the rights to release. Wicked Part 2 got a release. They're finally saying that it's Part 2.
But they're not calling the first one Part 1. That's still the problem.
Yep. Releasing on November 21st, 2025.
Still disappointed it's not called Act 2, though.
Exactly. The Nightmare Before Christmas re-release will return to theaters on October 11th. We got a new look and release date for Juror Number 2, releasing on November 1st in select theaters. Clint Eastwood's new film starring Nicholas Hoult, Toni Collette, J.K. Simmons, Zoe Deutsch, and Kiefer Sutherland. Film follows a juror in a high-profile murder trial who realizes he actually committed the murder. The wording of that is like weird because like, how do you realize you committed a murder? That's like a hit and run or something.
Or it's like Fight Club.
Or like eventually leads to murder after you do something. I don't know.
I would say where he doesn't realize he has another personality.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true. We got our new release, the official release date for Nutcrackers, Ben Stiller's first leading role in I think 7 to 8 years. Will release on Hulu this Christmas after being acquired in an 8-figure deal. A new release for Brothers, releasing October 17th on Amazon Prime Video. More on that later because it looks good. Not a trailer or anything. But Maxine releases on Max on October 18th, and Inside Out 2 releases on September 25th on Disney Plus. Which means we'll probably get, by this logic, Deadpool and Wolverine next month, if not November. Probably November.
I can't believe it's already been this long since Deadpool and Wolverine came out.
I know. Oh, wait a minute. Does this count?
Does this count?
We unintentionally brought it up?
We unintentionally brought it up. Spoilers ahead.
We didn't have any Deadpool and Wolverine news for this week.
We were about to be sad, but hey, our guesstimation for when it'll come to streaming, that counts.
Yep. We weren't going to like intentionally do anything, but it's fine. And then in terms of casting, 100 Knights of Hero, Nicholas Galitzine, Micah Monroe, Emma Corrin, and Charlie XCX have been cast. Film follows a house guest who arrives at a castle and throws into chaos the dynamic between a neglectful husband, his bride, and their devoted maid. Caught Stealing, Darren Aronofsky's next film, Vincent D'Onofrio was cast in it. Happy Gilmore 2, it was confirmed that Julie Bowen and Christopher McDonald will return, and Bad Bunny is also joining the cast. The Paper, which is the Office spinoff, has cast Melvin Gregg, Chelsea Frey, and Ramona Young. Bridgerton Season 4, Yaren Ha will officially star as Sophie Beckett, the love interest of Benedict Bridgerton, which was, I think, she was reported to be in it a couple weeks ago.
So my miscellaneous news this week, Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit is coming to Switch on September 27th. A trailer revealing Colonel Sanders as a playable character in Funko Fusion released September 9th.
Did you get it?
2 variations of the character can be unlocked via the KFC Rewards app. A lot of people are trying to redeem those codes right now, so I did not have any luck actually getting my costumes unlocked.
Oh, was it like a...
You get the code, and you have to go on the website to redeem that code, and then it gives you another code to use in-game.
Oh, okay.
It's very convoluted. And to unlock Colonel Sanders in the game, I'll let everybody know ahead of time, you have to find 42 KFC buckets hidden throughout the level and shoot them.
I love that. Which level?
Throughout all the whole game. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's 42 levels. I think 2 of them might be hidden in the hub world somewhere or something because I believe 42, 6. Yeah, never mind. Anyway, Minecraft released a blog detailing the future of Minecraft, including frequent free updates throughout the year instead of one big update every summer. Minecraft Live will now happen twice a year, retiring Mob Vote in the process, which is great. Mob Vote is the one where they give you 3 like animal or enemies for fans to vote on what comes, and the 2 will never come. And so it's like you design these 3 wonderful things and let us have them.
You're getting rid of some of them.
Yeah, and anyway, so they're getting rid of that finally, as well as a native version of Minecraft for PS5 is officially in the works. The entire staff of Annapurna Interactive resigned this month following a soured negotiations with Annapurna Studios CEO Megan Ellison. Negotiations regarded Annapurna Interactive's intention to spin off as its own entity, and Ellison pulling out, and things went downhill from there. Very unfortunate.
Stray was so good.
As some of the game, this is a reverse scenario where there was a publisher a while back that I mentioned. I can't remember the name of it now. Where everyone lost, like they woke up and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're out of the job," and then all these indie games are like, "Are we still getting published?" Annapurna is saying they're still published. They're even if the entire team of Interactive's gone, they're still going to plan on publishing the games that they were publishing and the games that they were making. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it's probably, I mean, if they're like, hey, you need to treat us like a separate studio and not just a team within a team kind of thing. It's probably a good thing they left. They're for the sake of being treated fairly. But man.
It's the entire staff left.
For negotiations to go so bad that everyone is like including the president is of the studios like, okay, we're gone.
Yeah.
A new Carmen Sandiego game titled Carmen Sandiego was announced from Netflix and Gameloft, which is the team behind Disney Dreamlight Valley. The game will see fans control Carmen Sandiego herself for the first time ever. A classic mode called the Acme Files will be included, which has a gameplay similar to that of the classic PC games. Releases on Switch, Netflix, PS5, and Xbox in 2025.
Netflix, what do you... I still don't understand. But PS5, I'm there.
Yeah. It looked like it's like...
Ooh, yes. I love world traveling.
It's... You play
And
as...
heists.
They hire Carmen Sandiego to find other thieves.
Yeah.
And so you get gadgets and stuff, but you still have to go talk to people and learn things about the area. It's still
my
Carmen
goodness. I'm so
Sandiego.
excited. I didn't know about this.
Yeah, it was
I'm
just
so
kind of
excited for
dropped.
this.
They're like, oh, hey, by the way, new Carmen Sandiego game. Peace.
Yeah.
So...
I'm so excited now. Does it say like a release window or just next year?
Just next year sometime. Upcoming horror game Zoocosis has pushed back its initial release date of September 23rd, 2024 to September 30th, 2024. A McDonald's and Genshin Impact collaboration was announced. The Powerpuff Girls were confirmed for Multiverses, launching as a 3-in-1 playable character alongside Season 3 of the live service game September 17th. DC character Nubia has also been shown via promotional art to be coming to the game.
Dang.
She was originally a special costume for Wonder Woman that changed the character but kept the same moveset and stuff.
Yeah.
She is now her own character, which is awesome for the character, and also just shows you the odd choices of DC characters that game has, because it's Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman makes sense. Harley Quinn also makes sense. They
Joker.
Eventually added Black Adam and then the Joker.
Yeah.
And now Nubia, and I think Aquaman has files in the game. We got a gameplay trailer for upcoming retro beat-em-up Karate Kid Street Rumble, showcasing Mr. Miyagi as a playable character. Trailers were released for Towerborn, Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, The Plucky Squire, Beyond Galaxy Land, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, The Outlast Trials, and TMNT Mutants Unleashed, amongst others. Microsoft announced plans to lay off another 650 employees from Xbox games. This makes about 2,550 jobs lost since Xbox acquired Activision in 2023. And PlayStation announced the PS5 Pro on September 10th through a special presentation set for launch on November 7th. The console has no disk drive, comes with 2 terabytes of storage, enhanced graphical capabilities, a better optimized performance, and advanced ray tracing. The console will cost $699 US, with a vertical stand and attachable disk drive being sold separately. The combined total of all 3 items would be around $779.98, and that is without a game in the bundle. Boy, is that not great.
You can't see it. I'm hanging my head in disappointment.
I
Sony
mean,
right now.
the PS5 is a good console, but I don't know how it's worth $700 before.
I like the look of it.
But no,
I do like the look of
but
it.
having to pay another $80 for a disc drive.
I think having to pay not $80, but separately for disc drive, I don't want to say I'm okay with it. I'll become content with it if I had to. But having to pay for a separate vertical stand is ridiculous.
It's
ridiculous.
And their reasoning for all of this is because they have no competition. And so it's like you're basically saying you can do whatever you want because you don't have fear of other people. I've been seeing people say, Nintendo, you can do the funniest thing this month. Announce the new Nintendo console and be like $400. See you later.
Exactly.
Because $700. I mean, I know
Sony was riding a high with Astrobot, and then they just...
the price is the same at $699 or $699 in the UK, which I think someone showed that like if you compare like currency, it's about $900 in roughly in American dollars in the UK. So it's like holy moly, they think
$100 more for something I got. Have
you seen the comparison clips? There is not much of a graphical difference.
I've seen one on TikTok, and the dude was like, I mean, I can tell there's different. This dude saying this, he's like, I can tell there's difference, but that's because I know what to look for. And I was like, he's like, any blind eye, you can't tell the difference.
We are getting to the point where our graphics can only get so much better.
Release a PS6.
It's not been long enough for a PS6 yet. I don't think it's only been.
If you're gonna release a new console. Jeez.
Yeah. Well, and it's like with the new consoles, they want to focus on what is the next best, more powerful thing we can do, which to a certain extent, yes. But at some point, the technology is just you're going to hit a ceiling and you're only going to get marginally better. I don't know, start focusing on maybe...
You say you don't got IP, but...
Storage, IP, doing things to make the console worth it in other ways than graphical capabilities. At least to me personally, I don't care about... There are defenders of the PS5 Pro who are like, the graphics matter so much. And like,
is this new one?
All the power to you. But $700 is just a bit much.
I like the look. If I could just get the plates and like take my current plates off and attach those plates on, I would.
Yeah.
But I ain't paying $700. How much was it after with the stand?
$778.98, and that's before tax.
Almost $800.
Anyway, that is my last miscellaneous gaming news. Not to like end on like a kind of a sour note, because it's still cool that we're getting this new console.
It looks cool,
but there's just so many things with it. It's like, Sony, what are you doing? Read the room. Exactly. We were already like, Concord was like, Sony, what are you doing? And the Astrobyte were like, we are so back. And then this happened. It's like, oh yeah, it's Sony.
For some of my miscellaneous news and new looks this week, we got new looks at Gladiator 2. An exclusive clip release of LEGO Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy. First look at Constantine Carino and Dune Prophecy. For the second week in a row, we got some new looks at Piece by Piece, new look at Daft Punk, Pusha T, and the first clip of Kendrick Lamar voicing himself. For the second week in a row, we also got some new We Live in Time looks, first clip released, and new stills. New stills released of Moana 2, and the soundtrack artists were released for Arcane Season 2, featuring 21 Pilots, Cheryl Lee Ralph, Young Miko, and King Princess, among many others. In first looks, we got our first stills of Georgie and Mandy's first marriage before the trailer came out. First look at Imogen Poots and Kristen Stewart's directorial debut, The Chronology of Water. First look at Shelley Duvall in the Forest Hills. And then Brothers, which is we mentioned on the podcast, one of the earlier episodes. First look at Josh Brolin, Peter Dinklage, Glenn Close, and Brendan Fraser. Comedy follows a reformed criminal whose life is derailed after reuniting with his twin brother for a job. Did you see the pictures?
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser just like got Peter Dinklage on the ground on top of him and got like a bandage. I'm like, I love this so much. First look at King of Kings. First look at Oscar Isaac as Jesus Christ. Follows Charles Dickens as he takes his son on a multi-dimensional adventure to watch the fascinating life of Jesus, releasing Easter weekend in 2025. In terms of some box office news, Beetlejuice opened with $110 million domestically, second best opening ever in September, outgrossed the first film's global total, and the third biggest domestic opening of 2024. Which is not bad. Alien Romulus passed $300 million worldwide against a budget of $80 million. And Borderlands ended its theatrical run this week with a total of $31 million against a budget of $115 million. In terms of new announcements this week, Dune Messiah I know Denis Villeneuve said, I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, said he wasn't sure if he was going to make it or not. He might want to take a break. He is revealed the script is in the works, and it was revealed today Florence Pugh's Princess Irulan and Anya Taylor-Joy's Aelia Atreides will take on prominent roles similar to the size of Chani's role in Dune Part 2. Ice Age 6 is in the works, according to John Leguizamo, he revealed on a podcast.
That's not from Blue Sky, so it doesn't matter.
No. And if it's like the Buck Wild one. HBO greenlit 2 new comedy series this week. There's an untitled comedy series about friendship from Rachel Sennott, and The Chair Company, a new comedy series executive produced by and starring Tim Robinson, follows a man who has an incident at work and unravels a conspiracy. Michael B. Jordan will star in and direct a new Thomas Crown Affair movie for Amazon MGM. The story follows a rich playboy who enjoys stealing art for a hobby but meets his match in an insurance investigator who quickly fall for each other. Cola Wars, Judd Apatow set to direct the film with Steven Spielberg set to produce. The film follows Pepsi's attempt to challenge Coca-Cola's century-long reign as the world's top cola. Netflix is in talks to acquire the rights to stream live versions of Hot Ones. Roland Emmerich is developing a Lawrence of Arabia remake as a 3-season prestige TV series, that's in quotes. Anthony McCartan, who wrote Bohemian Rhapsody, is hoping to write the entire first season. Casa Bonita being more, described as a documentary about South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone acquiring and renovating the iconic Casa Bonita. And it was announced today that Tom Holland and Austin Butler will reportedly star as drug smuggling brothers in the new film American Speed.
Is this just a different version of Onward?
With Austin Butler instead of Chris Pratt.
Yeah, and then
and
instead of dad legs, it's drugs. They still fight a dragon made out of their high school at the end because, drugs.
Exactly, but it doesn't exist. Yeah, they're on they're coked out. And some miscellaneous news, we got some more Lego news. In the ideas side, as previously mentioned by you, was it last week or the week before?
Yeah.
The ideas set Magic of Disney was officially revealed this week. It will be 1,103 pieces, retailing for $99.99, and releasing on October 1st. It's a good piece to price ratio. However, yeah.
So I have thoughts. I'm pulling up a picture of it so I can gather my thoughts. You say your thoughts first.
I like the minifigures that it comes with. I like the set, the different like movies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mickey looks hideous.
Well, you saw the original, right?
Yes.
So there was that's just the brick build characters, the Groot and the Rocket and they just
the
don't.
Groot looks fine to me.
They just there's something kind of scary about
the Rocket
them.
looks horrible.
Very animatronic robot-y where it's like, okay, there's this uncanny valley thing.
Yeah.
A problem I have with it is that, each little section is a diorama. They replaced Aladdin. They took out Cinderella because there was little references to a little bit of Disney history everywhere. They took
it's kind of like the Disney Castle.
They took out Cinderella altogether, and then they replaced Aladdin with Encanto, which is cool. Encanto is definitely a modern, like, if you're going to talk about their modern Disney movies past, I would even say Encanto is probably a better classic modern Disney movie than Moana is, in my opinion. Like, we know what we said about opinions earlier.
I'll watch Strange World any day.
It's just it's some of the things because obviously they were going to make the set smaller and condense it a little bit, and it's cool that they decided to give us a Simba figure.
I like that Mickey better than the one we got.
And then there's they got rid of the Ariel minifigure. They sized down they got rid. There was going to be a Frozen reference in the original set of Frozen. They took out stinking Frozen, and replaced it with a Fantasia reference when Mickey is the Fantasia reference.
Yeah.
So there's different things where it's like But getting a Lilo minifigure, because originally I think it was a Stitch minifigure, was in the ideas set.
Because we've gotten so many Stitches.
Giving us a Lilo minifigure is awesome. Anyway, and then the Geppetto minifigure is cool. But man, getting Bruno instead of Aladdin when Aladdin hasn't been seen, and Ariel, getting rid of Ariel when they haven't been seen as minifigures since the original Lego Disney, like the Disney 100 sets that we've gotten, none of them have been Aladdin. As far as I know,
I hate Encanto.
Jay does not like Encanto. We don't have to. But hey, Belle minifigure, like there's still awesome things about it. I sound like I'm complaining. I'm still gonna be getting this.
Yeah, I'll get it eventually. I like the original Mickey design better. I do like the Simba minifig though.
Yeah,
the young Simba minifig.
Long story short, looks cool. There's just some questionable decisions they made with the final version that I feel was like corporate going in and being like, hey, we got to reference Encanto, and it's like, but you got rid of referencing Frozen.
You don't have to talk about Bruno. We also got a look at the new Wednesday sets, the first Wednesday sets. Wednesday in Enid's dorm room, 750 pieces, retailing over $79.99. And Wednesday Addams buildable figure, 702 pieces, releasing for $49.99, and that's an incredible piece to price ratio. Also releasing on both of them are releasing on October 1st. Both are mini dolls. It looks fine. They look for what it is.
For what it is,
I'm
they
not
look
upset
fine,
about it like I am about Wicked.
No birthdays this week, dude.
No, I'm cutting it out for three different things.
Yeah, Jay has a lot of award shows, but we will say sometime this week was the birthday of
Shane Top from iCarly.
Yeah, this week was the birthdays of Shane Top from iCarly, of course.
Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer. J.G. Quintel, the creator of Regular Show. That doesn't stop me from having a lot of anniversaries this week. This week, we on September 8th was the 64th anniversary of Psycho, the 17th anniversary of iCarly, and the 28th anniversary of Blue's Clues. September 9th was the 23rd anniversary of Band of Brothers, the 26th anniversary of Spyro on PS1, and the 25th anniversary of the American release of the Sega Dreamcast, as well as Sonic Adventure. September 10th was the 37th anniversary of Hellraiser, the 15th anniversary of Vampire Diaries, the 69th anniversary of Gunsmoke, and the 21st anniversary of Scooby-Doo Mystery Mayhem on the Game Boy Advance.
Yes.
I included that simply because I was like, holy crap, that game is old enough to buy a drink. Mm-hmm. September 11th was the 50th anniversary of Little House on the Prairie. September 12th was the 65th anniversary of Bonanza, the 11th anniversary of Peaky Blinders, receiving a movie, the 14th anniversary of Professor Layton and the Unwound Future on DS, that's specifically the US release, and the 15th anniversary of Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver on DS, September 13th, was the 15th anniversary of Scooby-Doo The Mystery Begins, the 55th anniversary of Scooby-Doo Where Are You, the 19th anniversary of Bones, the 19th anniversary of Supernatural, the 5th anniversary of Borderlands 3 on PC, PS4, and Xbox, and the 10th anniversary of Super Smash Bros. For 3DS, the Japanese release.
Yes.
September 14th was the 39th anniversary of the Golden Girls, the 53rd anniversary of the Waltons, the 23rd anniversary of the GameCube and Luigi's Mansion, as well as the 20th anniversary of Sly Cooper 2, Band of Thieves on PS2, the 20th anniversary of The Sims 2 on PC, and the 15th anniversary of Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story on DS, that is specifically the US release. And those are my anniversaries for this week.
I got some. So, in place of birthdays this week, we had the Toronto International Film Festival continued. The awards aren't until tomorrow, so we'll throw that on next week's episode. But just some movies that premiered. The Wild Robot had its premiere on Sunday, September 8th. Megalopolis and Queer had their premiere on November the 9th. Baby Girl had its premiere on the 10th. Taking Care of Business, Hold Your Breath was on the 12th. And then we also got the Creative Arts Emmys last week, which we said a couple of them last episode. Welcome to Wrexham won Outstanding Unstructured Reality Program, Outstanding Picture Editing for an Unstructured Reality Program, and Outstanding Sound Mixing for a Reality Program. These are the Emmys, in case you don't know. The Emmys for like the technical side. It's like sound design. And I told you, coming from like start out with crew and theater, I'm like, I feel like I'm obligated to say these. Give them their moment to shine. Shogun and the Bear Season 2 walked away with the most awards in the Creative Arts Emmys. Shogun walked away with Best Guest Actor in a Drama, Best Casting for a Drama, Best Period Costumes, Best Period or Fantasy Sci-Fi Makeup, Non-Prosthetic, Best Prosthetic Makeup, Best Period or Fantasy Sci-Fi Hairstyling, Best Stunt Performances, Best Production Design for a Narrative Period or Fantasy Program, 1 hour or more, Best Picture Editing for a Drama Series, Best Main Title Design, Best Sound Editing for a Comedy or Drama Series, 1 hour, Best Sound Mixing for a Comedy or Drama Series, 1 hour, and Best Cinematography for a Series, 1 hour. Whereas The Bear walked away with Best Casting for a Comedy, Best Guest Actress, and Best Guest Actor in a Comedy, both for Jamie Lee Curtis and John Bernthal. Best Picture Editing for a Single Camera Comedy Series, Best Sound Editing for a Comedy or Drama Series, half hour, and Animation, Best Sound Mixing for a Comedy or Drama Series, half hour, and Animation, and Best Cinematography for a Single Camera Series, half hour. Ahsoka got Best Fantasy Sci-Fi Costumes, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, got Best Guest Actress in a Drama, and Best Stunt Coordination for Drama Programming. Fallout won Best Music Supervision. The Idol somehow won an Emmy. Best Choreography for Scripted Programming. Baby Reindeer won Best Casting for a Limited or Anthology Series or Movie, Best Picture Editing for a Limited or Anthology Series or Movie. Feud Capote vs. the Swans won Best Period Costumes for a Limited or Anthology Series or Movie. Best American Horror Story Delicate won Best Contemporary Costumes for a Limited or Anthology Series or Movie. The Crown won Best Contemporary Costumes for a Series, Best Production Design for a Narrative Contemporary Program, 1 hour or more. The Morning Show won Best Contemporary Makeup, Non-Prosthetic, and Best Contemporary Hairstyling. The Gentleman won Best Stunt Coordination for Comedy Programming. Only Murders in the Building won Best Production Design for a Narrative Program, half hour, Best Music Composition for a Series, Original Dramatic Score, and, fun fact, Pasek and Paul achieved EGOT status with Best Original Music and Lyrics for the... Have you seen all of Season 3 yet?
Mm-mm.
Are you to the Triplet song?
Mm-mm, but I know about it.
You know about it? They won the writing for that.
Yeah.
How I Met Your Father won Best Picture Editing for a Multi-Camera Comedy Series and Outstanding Cinematography for a Multi-Camera Series, half hour. Ripley won Best Visual Effects in a Single Episode, Best Cinematography for a Limited or Anthology Series or Movie. Masters of the Air won Best Sound Mixing for a Limited or Anthology Series or Movie. The Eric Andre Show won Best Performer in a Short Form Comedy or Drama Series. Eric Andre won. Palm Royale won Best Original Main Title Theme Music. Lessons in Chemistry won Best Music Composition for a Limited or Anthology Series, Movie, or Special with Original Dramatic Score. And Quiz Lady won Best Television Movie. And then the VMAs were also this week. Some of the winners were Chappell Roan won Best New Artist, which of course everyone knew she would. Katy Perry, Sabrina Carpenter, Les Seraphim, 17, Eminem, SZA, Benson Boone, Lenny Kravitz, Anita, Lisa, Tyla, Billie Eilish, Megan Thee Stallion, Ariana Grande, and Dua Lipa all won awards. And then Taylor Swift walked away with the most awards of the night, including Artist of the Year and Video of the Year for Fortnite with Post Malone. Got any anime news?
Yes, sir, I
comics?
do. The anime adaptation of Daigo Murasaki's cyberpunk series Demon Lord 2099 has confirmed a release date of October 12th. Studio Trigger released a Transformers short film celebrating the 40th anniversary of the franchise on September 13th. Bye Bye Earth has confirmed a second season is in production for a 2025 premiere. The upcoming anime The Most Notorious Talker Runs the World's Greatest Clan, based on the novels of the same name by Jockey and Fame, premieres October 7th. Noel belongs to a seeker like his heroic grandfather, slaying the beasts that emerge from the abysses and exploring far-off lands. Unfortunately, it turns out he's nothing but a measly talker, a job that has no combat skills whatsoever. Undaunted, Noel sets out to establish the strongest clan in all the land, using his silver-tongued talker skills to unite assassins and heroes under his leadership. Sairi Jinsoki Spirit Chronicles has confirmed its release of the second season, premiering October 7th. The anime adaptation of Shinobu Takayama's fantasy manga Haigakura has confirmed a release date of October 7th. The story takes place in Senkai, the sacred otherworld where immortals and humans live. Senkai is on the verge of collapse, so Ichiyu, a warrior poet, uses a technique called Kasai to capture the gods who have been scattered all over the world. While Tenkau, Ichiyu's follower, searches for the 4 evil gods who hold the key to restoring the world. The second batch of episodes of Delico's Nursery starts releasing with episode 7 on October 16th. Upcoming slice of life drama series Flower and Asura has confirmed a release window of January 2025. An anime adaptation of Kichirio Shibuya's mineralogy manga Ruri no Hausuke was announced for a 2025 release. Demon Lord Retry R premieres October 5th, based on the novels by Kurone Kanzaki. Akira Ono finds himself in the world of Infinity game as the last boss and his favorite character, the Demon Lord Hakuto Kunai. After meeting Aku, Luna, and other friends along the way, the Demon Lord begins a new journey to find a spell that can take him back to the real world. The story of the Demon Lord continues in this next chapter. Season 2 of The Seven Deadly Sins, The Four Nights of the Apocalypse, premieres October 6th. An anime adaptation of Remelia Senki has been announced. Upcoming anime Do-Over Damsel Conquers the Dragon Emperor premieres October 9th, based on the novels by Sarasa Nagase and its manga adaptation by Anko Yuzu. Jill breaks out of prison the night before she's set to be executed by her fiancé, Crown Prince Gerald. She's struck by an arrow while escaping, but instead of dying, she's transported 6 years into the past, to the night she and Gerald met. Despite her alter fate, she instead proposes to the first man she sees, Haidas Teozarave, her enemy in the future. This is her last chance to get it right. Upcoming anime Yakuza Fiancé Rise wa Tannen Gali is set to premiere on October 7th. Season 2 of As a Reincarnated Aristocrat, I Will Use My Appraisal Skill to Rise in the World premieres September 29th. Who needs a synopsis when you can just have a long title?
Exactly.
Romantic anime I Have a Crush at Work, based on the manga by Akamaru Inamoto, set its release window of January 2025. Yui Mitsuya and Masugu Tateshi aren't just any co-workers. They totally have the hots for each other. His helpful yet humble attitude makes her giddy, and her cuteness leaves him grinning like a fool. Problem is, they're trying to keep their new relationship under wraps to avoid making things awkward at work. But seeing as how they can't keep their hands off each other, they run the risk of spilling their little secret with each passing day at the office. Bleach 1000 Year Blood War Part 3 premieres October 5th. A second trailer for the anime adaptation Kimama Aboshi's Kinoko Inu was released, confirming a premiere date of October 3rd. Comics-wise, Marvel Alien Romulus gave a sneak preview at its upcoming preview from Marvel. I did not see a release date. We also got a new World War II series from Marvel starring Ghost Rider 44 and Wolverine titled Hellhunters. Issue is out December 15th.
I got quite a bit of comics. I say quite a bit, same amount as last week. A lot of the DC stuff is recurring consecutively from last week. Peacemaker, for its second week in a row, Season 2 will officially release in the second half of 2025. Joker Folie à Deux, in its fourth consecutive appearance, we got a new teaser and new looks at the musical sequences and Lady Gaga on the Joker stairs. For the second week in a row, Lanterns, Josh Brolin has officially passed on playing Hal Jordan. The Penguin, for the fifth week in a row, and it's probably not going to end soon because it does come out next week, The review embargo lifted. It's getting glorious reviews. Have you seen it? Uh-huh. It's like a couple percent over of what the Batman was. General consensus is saying it's an amazing show and solidifies Colin. I saw multiple sources say this. They say Colin Farrell's Penguin is one of the best live-action comic villains of all time after this show. Described as an intense and brutal crime thriller and one of the greatest comic book TV shows, debuted on Rotten Tomatoes with 86%. I believe it's now up to like 94%. Mick Giacchino, son of Michael Giacchino, who is behind many scores, including a lot of Marvel stuff. He directed Werewolf by Night. He's composed a score for The Penguin.
Yep.
And Matt Reeves said he didn't direct any episodes.
His father...
Michael Giacchino, yeah.
Yeah, well, he was the composer of The Batman, wasn't he? Of the movie?
I think so.
Google break. While Jay is Googling, I'm going to tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Jay. He got his tonsils removed. No.
You cut this out from the Broverse spot, and I was so excited to hear it. No, you go ahead and tell the story.
Was it your tonsils?
It was my tonsils,
Yeah, he got his tonsils removed. And he discovered ice cream. Wonderful
I didn't discover ice cream. Say it right. Yeah, Michael Giacchino did compose the score. Okay. We're going to have to put a pause in that story. Michael Giacchino. No, I'll just tell you right now. Never mind. I'm not going to say that. No, I'll say it. So I've told everyone that's when I became big, as you can say. So when I ate nothing but ice cream for like a week because my tonsils were removed. You can look at my school pictures. That was April of 2008. And my fall pictures from 2007 were I had a little triangle head and I was skinny little boy. And then you look at my fall pictures of 2008 and I was a little chub dude, chubby McChubberson. Matt Reeves said he didn't direct any episodes of The Penguin in order to focus on developing The Batman 2, but he says he hopes to direct episodes of a future spin-off series for The Batman. For the second consecutive week, Creature Commandos was revealed to have a panel at New York City Comic-Con on October 19th, which they said they'll like show some stuff from it and also like delve into like the seeds of the DCU. And in the Batman universe, for the second week in a row, Matt Reeves confirms there are still plans to do a trilogy starting with Batman, saying, quote, "It's sticking very closely to the path we envisioned." And then we got a new update on Constantine 2, which I forgot was happening.
Yeah. A
script is finished. It will be, quote, "very R-rated, and Keanu Reeves will return to star with Francis Lawrence directing." In my Marvel news, we got Kelsey Grammer reveals he's had, quote, "some conversations about returning as Beast again." For the third week in a row, we got the Agatha All Along news. New posters were released for Catherine Hahn and Aubrey Plaza. Again, just like the Penguin. It's probably going to show up every week because 2-episode premiere is next Wednesday. And then the rest of my Marvel news, 80% various Spider-Man news. I don't know if you saw all these. In the Spider Noir show, Brendan Gleeson officially confirmed to be cast as the villain, as we assumed, probably Firefly. Spider-Man 4, we got some news on it. Daniel Cretton, who directed Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings, is set to direct. Filming is eyeing to begin in early 2025. Tom Holland and Zendaya are both working on new deals to return, and Chris McKenna and Eric Summers, who wrote the previous Spider-Man trilogy, are returning to write the script. Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, Sony reportedly scrapped most of the film for creative reasons. Film is unlikely to release before 2027. Scratch that because the next day, it was debunked by Chris Miller and the film's composer, Daniel Pemberton. So, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, we got the first official look, and we got a new trailer for Venom: The Last Dance. Second week in a row it's showing up. Couple of things. You saw it, right? Null is confirmed to be the villain. There's Venom Fish in there, and then Norman Reedus was revealed to be cast as Null. I'm not worried about Null showing up. I'm worried about Null showing up in Sony's hands. Null is so good, and he's so big. I have my worries. However,
yeah, this is just the unfortunate thing we have to live with. Sony still owning the rights to Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. Where we get stuff like that.
Where a lot of big Spider-Man villains and just like Spider-adjacent villains are just going to be Sony stuff, and the MCU can maybe touch it someday.
Mm-hmm. So, and now I'm like, no, it's such a big deal.
Yeah.
Now Sony's got their things to do it. I will say Donny Cates, I do have a quote in here. Donny Cates said he's been talking with Sony and got to read a script for Venom: Last Dance, and he said, quote, "I'll say this, it is so much bigger and so much more ambitious than you can imagine. And Null, holy crap, that's how you treat a king." That's all my comic book news I got for this week.
Comic book news.
In terms of celebrity deaths, we had 5. Peter Renaday, 89. He was the original voice of Master Splinter, passed away. Chad McQueen, he was 63. Karate Kid villain and son of Steve McQueen. Michaela DePrince, she was 29. She was ballerina and Beyonce's Lemonade collaborator. Emi Shinohara, she was 61, Japanese voice actress behind Sailor Jupiter and many other Japanese voice dubs. And then the big one this week, James Earl Jones is 93, legendary voice of Mufasa and Darth Vader, an actor from Field of Dreams, The Sandlot, The Big Bang Theory, so many others. Coming to America.
Very, very sad.
Very sad and sad. At least he was like
93.
Yeah, so he passed away in like old age.
He lived a full life.
He will be missed. In terms of sources, my sources were Deadline, Movie Insider, Famous Birthdays, the official website of the Toronto International Film Festival, Screen Rant, AP News, Vulture, THR, New York Times, Variety, Entertainment Weekly, ID, Collider, Vanity Fair, Hollywood Reporter, NPR, Marie Claire, Roman Chastain on TikTok, Games Radar, Bloomberg, comicbook.com, The Wrap, Telegraph, Digital Spy, and big shout out to Discussing Film, as always, every week.
My sources this week, thank you to Discussing Film, IGN, Bloomberg, comicbook.com, Indie Informer, PlayStation Blog, Crunchyroll, at Stealth40K on Twitter, and official sites and socials of the studios mentioned today. On to what you have all been waiting for.
Yes.
We are on to the next 7 movies. Some of these actually this week are franchises.
Exactly. Like the first two, woo!
This week for our remaking them with Muppets tier list.
The best tier list we've ever done.
The best tier list we've done so far. First up is Star Wars. So I say we go with the original trilogy. We don't do all 9 movies.
Yeah,
That's
too much to do right now.
That's a tier list of its own.
Yeah.
So we go through. We do 4 through 6.
Do we keep Darth Vader? Obviously.
Do we keep Darth Vader? Because I mean, he's a human character, but also he's too different. He's
I say we keep Darth Vader.
You say we keep Darth Vader because I'm going to say we want to keep someone that's in all 3 of the movies. So we can't be like, let's keep Billy D. Williams or,
so that means we keep Darth Vader, Leia, Han, Chewbacca, Luke.
And obviously, even though we're keeping a human character, Yoda remains the same.
Yeah, Yoda.
Yoda is a Muppet.
Yoda's Yoda.
Technically, he was made by Muppet.
Yeah. Yoda's not considered the human character that we're keeping. Or do we keep Han? I think Sweetums should be Chewbacca.
You think who?
Sweetums.
Sweetums should be Chewbacca? Because I was going to say Fozzie. Fozzie should be Chewbacca. And Kermit is Han Solo. See, I was going to say, what if we keep Luke? Because Kermit is Han Solo and Leia is Miss Piggy. And then Fozzie is Chewbacca. That seems like a pretty good trio there. And then Gonzo and Rizzo are C-3PO and R2-D2.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Either that or Beaker and
Bunsen. I like Gonzo, though.
You think Gonzo and
because I think Gonzo
Rizzo
could be like, R2, why are you like this? And then Rizzo is just like himself. He doesn't even like do the squeaks. He's like, because I'm white.
Or Pepe the Prawn is R2-D2.
That's it. That's Pepe. Pepe's. I forgot about Pepe. He hasn't. This is the first time on the podcast.
Or is Pepe the Prawn Billy? Or is Pepe the Prawn
Lando?
Wait,
what is Pepe the Prawn as Darth Vader?
Darth Vader should. If we're gonna make Darth Vader a Muppet, that's
where you run into like the villain thing again.
Yeah, the Emperor should be the Emperors, and it's just Statler and Waldorf.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think Pepe should be Lando.
Or do we keep Darth Vader and Luke as the only humans?
I think we keep Darth Vader and Luke. Have the rest be Muppets.
Yeah.
Pepe is Lando. Kermit is Han. Miss Piggy is Leia. Fozzie is Chewbacca. Gonzo and Rizzo.
Gonzo and Rizzo is R2-D2 and C-3PO.
Well, basically the only one left really that's big is Boba.
Boba Fett and Obi-Wan.
Oh, duh.
And Jabba the Hutt. But Obi-Wan, see.
We've got to throw Animal in here somewhere.
No, see, they're the band that plays at the cantina.
In the cantina, yeah. And they can also play in Jabba's palace and be like...
And then instead of Admiral Akbar, it's Swedish Chef. I have been holding that in for a while.
Oh, I just got lightheaded a little bit.
But no, Obi-Wan should be.
Oh my goodness!
I'm trying to think of like, what if Obi-Wan is Sam the Eagle?
Oh, Sam?
Yeah, it's the Jedi way. On to ranking this because we could keep talking about Star Wars.
Beaker is Boba. Honestly, I'd say A tier.
A tier,
If
high
not,
A,
I'd say high A.
high A, low S. We'll say high A.
High A.
Because it's Star Wars, and then like Star Wars parodies are great, much less the
It
Muppets
is.
getting to do it.
Exactly.
So like, yeah. Next up though, we have Lord of the Rings trilogy.
I think I know who you should keep as human. Gandalf.
We keep Gandalf, and
Yes.
everybody else is
Yes.
a Muppet.
I think for our 4 hobbits, I think there's Kermit. I think there's Walter. I think Fozzie should be one of the like Merry and Pippins. Are we gonna go the Kermit Fozzie route again?
Do we want to go? Because I was thinking Kermit would actually be Bilbo, and Robin would be actually a lead this time, and we make
Ooh.
him,
Because he wouldn't be holding his
Frodo.
own. He'd be a part of an ensemble.
yeah,
Oh, I like
and
that.
then have Samwise be someone like Fozzie or Walter,
Walter. I think Walter should be one of the hobbits for sure.
and then the other 2 hobbits. Okay, we have to have the whiny one that
think
ends up
Scooter.
screwing things up for everybody, and then the one that's just there.
I think Scooter. Should Gonzo has to be.
Is Gonzo one of them? Because like we also have Aragorn and Legolas and Gimli to worry about.
Yeah. I don't know why I keep going back to the bear. I think the bear should be Gimli.
No, the bear is too big to be Gimli for
You throw the
one.
bear
and
in
for
here
2,
somewhere.
the bear is a cameo.
forget about
I don't
the
think
bear.
you realize the bear's a cameo Muppet.
Yeah, I know, but still, show him some love. Uncle Deadly got a roll. What about Animal?
What about Animal? Animal's Gollum.
Oh, absolutely. You're right.
Make him a
You're
less
right.
threatening Gollum,
Duh.
and so instead of like putting
I didn't
them in
even think
harm's
about
way on
that.
purpose, he's just like
He's just
what's
chaotic
yeah.
to be chaotic for
Yeah.
chaotic's sake. Who are Aragorn and
See, Aragorn, that's when you get into the
And
interesting
Sean-
thing of like,
Sean Bean?
yeah, and Sean Bean's character, or Sean Bond. He can
Sean Bond.
Sean Bond.
Sean Bond.
Man, this is a hard
Orlando
one.
Bloom.
If,
but also I
if
don't
Gonzo
know.
was like, what if Gonzo was Aragorn?
The one, basically the second lead to Frodo.
Yeah, Robin and Gonzo.
Oh my goodness, that would be hilarious.
And then let's see, Sean Bean's character. Do we keep Sean Bean since he just dies in the first
I think
movie
we should keep
anyway?
Sean Bean,
Just to
yeah.
keep the trend of Sean Bean roles, you know.
Sean Bean. So we have the 4 hobbits are going to be Walter, Robin, Fozzie.
Rolf
Rolf be a good hobbit?
or Bunsen and Beaker? No, and Beaker me takes the thing and you know.
Is Rizzo Gimli? If we're going small, Pepe.
That's the thing. Pepe and Legolas, or Legolas and Gimli, are gonna have to be like Muppets we know work well off each other as like a rivalry.
Yeah. I honestly think Pepe and Rizzo would work well as rivalry.
Yeah, but then Pepe's just as small as Rizzo though, and
that's
Legolas
the
and
thing.
Gimli.
Is there another rivalry though? Because Gonzo works well with both of them.
Yeah, Gonzo works well with both of them. But if we're making Gonzo Aragorn, unless we don't make Gonzo Aragorn, we make Gonzo Legolas, and then Rizzo is Gimli, and then because they are paired together all the time, that's why I say that.
Yeah.
And then we make Aragorn someone like, trying to think of all the different Muppets. What if Rolf is Aragorn? I don't know. But he's never really a main character
Yeah.
in much of anything.
I think if Rolf is going to be anyone, it's going to be Sean Bean, but we're keeping Sean Bean.
Well, we've hit another wall, so we'll just keep going.
Yeah. For sure we're keeping Ian McKellen, obviously.
As Gandalf.
Animals Gollum. Robin is Frodo. Kermit is Bilbo. Fozzie and Walter as... Fozzie's going to be Samwise, right?
No,
Or should...
Do we want to make Fozzie Samwise, and then we would make Walter, and then if we at that point we can make Walter and Scooter the other 2.
The other 2 hobbits.
Yeah.
And then Gonzo and Rizzo are Legolas and Gimli. Do you keep Aragorn?
I don't know. See, because then, we do go a little bit without Gandalf, so to keep another human there,
Aragorn. That also would also be Viggo Mortensen acting with Muppets, which could be gold.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think so. Yeah, I think we should keep Aragorn. I'm gonna say A.
A?
I'm thinking A or high B.
High, because I want to say high B, because we're having a lot of trouble casting this thing.
Yeah,
This
gonna be
is the most
thing.
trouble, but it's still Lord of the Rings, and there's still going to be hilarity from Muppets doing Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
So I say high B.
high B.
Yeah.
All right.
Mamma Mia is next.
I think we obviously keep Meryl Streep.
Oh, absolutely. Meryl Streep acting with Muppets would just
absolutely.
be absolutely great.
It's gonna be like Michael Caine. She's gonna play it seriously.
Yeah.
I think Dominic West should be Kermit. Give Kermit a little back seat to this because Dominic West is obviously a back seat in the movie.
Yeah.
Miss Piggy is the daughter of Meryl Streep.
But then Miss Piggy's love interest would need to be Kermit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Duh.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Sorry, I get the characters and actors in this movie mixed up all the time.
I love Mamma Mia so much.
Yeah, Mamma Mia is just great, and it's a musical. This is like almost
Muppets territory.
This is almost automatically S tier just because it's Muppets getting to do a musical.
Absolutely.
And music that they would be suited for singing. So like
ABBA.
So, but then if you have Miss Piggy be the daughter,
but then who do we have?
Then who do we have to
girls?
Be? Yeah,
I think Janice honestly would be good as one of the two.
Yeah,
I think she would fit in.
She would. Oh yeah, for sure she would.
Yeah.
Got another reference in there.
I think Fozzie's should be. Let's see, we got the three dads.
We got the three dads.
Colin
Fozzie,
Firth,
Rolf, and Gonzo.
But that's what I'm thinking. Rolf should be one of them. I think Gonzo should be Stellan Skarsgård. He's like the most absurd one. He's got like the eye tattoo just above his butt crack.
Yeah.
Should Rolf be Colin Firth or Pierce Brosnan? Wait, I think let me rephrase this. Which one should Meryl Streep actually fall in love with at the end? Rolf or Fosse? Does that help anymore?
Maybe Fozzie.
Perfect, just Bunsen as Stellan Skarsgård. Fozzie as Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
And have Rolf be Colin Firth.
Yeah.
Who's left? One of the women.
One of the women, yeah. That's the hard part.
Camilla.
Camilla, yeah. There we go. It's just Camilla, Janice, and Meryl Streep
as like best friends.
And singing their...
And then for the second one, we keep Cher. Love this so much. I think it is S tier.
Yeah, this is it's S tier just because Muppets doing a musical, and then Meryl Streep would just absolutely raise it alone on how straight she would be acting with these Muppets.
She'd be acting straight, but also having the most fun.
Yeah,
and you could tell it will shine through her performance.
Just the inner turmoil, figuring out which Muppet is the father of her
Miss
daughter.
Piggy. Gonzo, Fosse, or Rolf? This is so good. This is so good.
Next up,
you see what I did?
You move that back down. We can't do this every week.
Oh, we're gonna do it every week.
Next up, we have Phantom of the Opera, which is another musical.
Mm-hmm.
Do we keep the Phantom?
I think we keep the Phantom. I think we get Miss Piggy the girl. I don't know much about the story. I almost
Honestly,
fell asleep during the musical.
I like Phantom of the Opera, but every time I watch it, it is a blur.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense.
I don't know any other characters besides the
I sit
two.
there and I listen to the music and I'm like, that was beautiful.
I'm not.
What happened?
Exactly. I'm not good with continuous like opera like this, or even just music ongoing for X amount of hours of time, except for Hamilton.
Unless we don't keep the Phantom. Unless this is one of the ones where it's just a retelling with just Muppets. We don't keep a human this time because it's just Muppets doing...
Then we'd have Kermit and Miss Piggy.
In which case we have Kermit's poor little voice singing...
The deep.
That's
why I think we should keep the Phantom. I think Miss Piggy has to be the girl.
Yeah, Miss Piggy has to be. Or is Miss Piggy the diva?
See, here's the thing. I forget the characters.
Isn't
there like a snobby boyfriend too?
Yeah. And then there's the
Pepe.
actual love interest.
Pepe is the snobby one.
Who's like the good, because the Phantom is essentially a villain.
That's where I think if we keep the Phantom and then Miss Piggy's the girl, or is she one of the two, and then like the actual nice one is Kermit.
Yeah.
And then we throw like Pepe or Rizzo in there, someone to be the jerk. I don't think it's S tier though.
No, because the thought of Muppets singing these songs is actually kind of grating a little bit.
Yeah.
Just because of the so
do we say low B?
Low B, yeah. Next we have James Bond.
So we can have
that's a lot of movies to go
5 or 6 different
through.
Bonds.
So they have 5 or 6 different Bonds. It would be the same Bond. It's Muppets. They're never aging, so it would be the same Bond every time. Unless we keep Bond every time and everybody else is a Muppet. Which will have varying degrees of success.
But Bond girls are just Miss Piggy in different outfits.
Yeah, except for one time when it's Janice.
Exactly, yeah. The one time it's Janice. And when I've only seen the Daniel Craig ones.
Yeah.
Bad thing for me to say being a big spy fan as I am. I'm going to go off of the characters from the Daniel Craig one. I think whatever character, and I don't remember character names that much, Ben Wishaw's character, the gadget dude. I first thought Kermit, but I'm like... Bunsen or Scooter is giving me his vibes.
It would have to be Bunsen with Beaker.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
For the gadget wise.
Or is this one of those things where it's not remade? It's just a new James Bond movie with Muppets.
Yes.
So we just get a parody of spy films with the Muppets, which I'm surprised hasn't happened. I don't think it's happened. There's been...
Muppets don't do action much. Was Muppets Take Manhattan action technically?
No, it wasn't. Great Muppet Caper's probably the
That's
closest
right.
thing.
That's what I'm thinking of. I'm not thinking of Muppet Takes Manhattan.
But I'm surprised, yeah, Muppet hasn't really done a spy movie, and that sounds like it would... Well, I guess there's espionage with the
Muppets Most Wanted.
Muppets Most Wanted, but even then...
Ty Burrell is the interrogation song.
So how do we want to rank? I mean, I guess if we're remaking it remakes, then it wouldn't be an original Bond movie. It would have to be a remade Bond movie with the Muppets. In which case, it would still be super funny and played off as a parody.
Yeah, and I think you asked me this whenever we're going to it, if which one we should make, and I thought Skyfall.
Skyfall, if we want to pick one to specifically remake.
That one is so good. I want to say... I know A and B is like the general one.
Is the one we've been putting.
I'm thinking A tier.
You're thinking A tier? If this was a standalone James Bond movie made with Muppets, it might be S tier. But if we're having to remake one, yeah it sticks in A.
Yeah. Is the next one?
Next one is Saw.
Oh, Lord.
So, do we keep the main guy?
Tobin Bell.
And then...
I think we keep Jigsaw. Or no, Jigsaw could be...
We replace Jigsaw with...
Animal. Kermit.
With I mean, Animal. Then I can hear him say, "Do you want to play a game?"
Exactly.
You play a game. I wish I could do Muppet impressions better because that would make this so much funnier. And then all the other victims are Muppets.
We're just killing. It's a Muppet Slaughterfest, but not in the way that John Wick is.
No, in a way that
in a way where I don't want to see this. I'll watch a trilogy of the 50 Shades with Muppets before I watch the Saw Muppet movie. Dare I say this is
This one isn't as fun as a horror with Muppets because it's Saw, and Saw is just...
It's just gore fest.
Do we say this is D tier?
Is this
because
our first D
there's
tier?
not much of a plot to go on.
No.
It's just
killing
basically
people in different ways. Should we say D?
Yeah.
D?
I say this is D tier. And we move on to probably one of the most fun we're ever going to have. Princess Bride, remade with the Muppets.
Do we keep Wallace Shawn?
Because he's already a Muppet, basically.
Robin needs to be Ben Savage.
Yeah.
Or is it Fred? Who? The kid.
Mm-hmm.
The kid.
It's got to be the kid is Robin, and then is it Kermit? I mean, Kermit would be a main character, but do we have some kind of Inception thing where Kermit is also telling the story?
Is there a Grandpa Kermit?
No, there's not really a Grandpa Kermit. There's not really any Grandpa characters unless we have Statler and Waldorf tell him the story. And so then they, as the narration happens, they have their little jabs at what's going on.
I think that'd be hilarious.
And then obviously there's, Miss Piggy is Princess Buttercup.
I think the bear should be the Andre the Giant.
Actually, I will give you that one.
Are you serious?
Sweetums may be a better fit, though.
I was gonna say bear or Sweetums, but I'd like the bear.
And then obviously I think we have the main trio. Has to be Kermit, Miss Piggy, and Fozzie.
Wait, the main trio. Who's Fozzie playing?
Fozzie would be playing Inigo Montoya.
Oh, that's right. And
then Wesley is
Kermit, and then Miss Piggy is the bride. And who's
Buttercup.
Wallace Shawn?
Wallace Shawn. We keep Wallace Shawn.
Oh yeah, we have to keep human. That's right.
Yeah,
we keep Wallace Shawn, and then Billy Crystal is Bunsen. Billy Crystal and like the wife, the witch dude, are Bunsen and Beaker.
Yeah.
Who's this? Was it Six Finger Man? The one who killed Inigo Montoya's father.
I was gonna say Pepe. Pepe the
Pepe would be. I want to see Pepe's sword fight.
Unless we make Pepe Inigo Montoya. The thing is, though, Mandy Patinkin has acted with Muppets before. He was
in Grouchland.
Elmo in Grouchland, yeah.
Oh my goodness!
But he's not the human.
You just unlocked him.
He's not the human we keep. Unless we want to replace Wallace Shawn with someone like.
I think since Wallace Shawn dies halfway through, I think we should put Wallace Shawn as one of the Muppets. And what if we do keep Inigo Montoya, Mandy Patinkin, and have him fight Pepe? Dare we say S tier?
Oh, absolutely.
S tier. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it above Mamma Mia or Home Alone or John Wick, or is it down here?
It's probably...
I don't think it should go any higher than Home Alone, though.
Okay.
We'll put it there.
Put it there.
And that's the last one for this week?
Yep.
All right. So to recap, and our favorite tier list we've ever done, and how much weeks have we got left? 2? That makes me sad. S tier is John Wick, Home Alone, Princess Bride, and Mamma Mia. A tier is Star Wars, James Bond, Planes, Trains, Automobiles, Lethal Weapon, It, Twilight, and Jumanji, the original. B tier is Lord of the Rings franchise, Thor, The Departed, Friday the 13th series, The Ten Commandments, and The Phantom of the Opera. C tier is Breakfast Club, Boogie Nights, and 50 Shades of Grey, unchanged. And D tier, we got our first D tier in Saw. Thank you for joining us on another week of Mondays Are For the Nerds. We hope this cheered you up on your Monday if you're feeling gloomy.
You can follow the podcast on most social medias at Mondays for Nerds. And you can follow me, Tristan Stump, on most social medias at Sir Stumpsalot or at Sir Stumpsalot17.
And follow me on Twitter at PolarPanda001.
And we will see you guys next week.
Goodbye.
Chirpy chirp.
It's a chirp.